Hey internet! Alright, so I want to start this video by saying that I'm in a slightly different location because there are scary workmen doing stuff outside of the building, and I'm basically hiding from them, so if I get up and move you'll know why. Essentially I don't have like any equipment to do these sorts of videos, so I use sunlight as my lighting, which means my curtains are open, which is not really a usual state of affairs for me. So if a face appears at the window, I will just get up and leave and pretend that I'm not talking to myself in a room. So anyway, how are you? First thing I want to do is a little shout out to my one and only subscriber, 8lab. You'll always be my first. Love you. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about today was for anybody who maybe isn't sure, watching this in the future, or now potentially, where my accent is from. I'm from Northern Ireland, Northern Ireland, yeah, I mean, Northern Ireland. Look, what can you really say about it? It's not a really bad place to be. The accent's not amazing, I'm not going to lie about that, but it could be worse. I don't think mine's too bad, but there are some areas of Northern Ireland where it's like, alright, like, bite ye, and essentially if you don't speak Northern Irish, it's pretty terrifying. Even if you do speak Northern Irish, it's pretty terrifying. One of the biggest things, personally for me, that comes out of Northern Ireland, potato, cheese and onion crisps. If you're Northern Irish and you don't like potato, cheese and onion crisps, GTFO basically, like what's wrong with you? And I was in Tesco's this week. Potato, cheese and onion popcorn. So I bought this. I'm going to try it. Oh, that's not great. I might be regretting this already. No. No. Potato does some weird crap. That's not going to happen again. No. They do a bar of chocolate with potato, cheese and onion crisps inside it. I wasn't okay with that either. I'm not really a chocolate and crisps at the same time kind of person anyway, but that was just beyond it. No, for me, absolutely not. Excuse me, one of my cats just ran past and hair everywhere. One of the things, if you're not up to date with current affairs in Northern Ireland, one of the things that is happening in Northern Ireland currently is the fight for marriage equality. Today is Bisexual Visibility Day, where people who are bisexual in nature want to feel that their contribution to the LGBTQ+ community is valued and recognised. I'm a bisexual woman. I'm not ashamed of my sexuality. I am not ashamed to be who I am. I've dated men, I've dated women. I don't necessarily announce myself. I don't be like, hey, I'm Suzie, I'm a bisexual woman. So, I don't know, I guess a lot of the stuff that you hear about in the community is lesbian or gay or transgender or so on and so forth, but very seldom a lot about bisexuals and bisexuality. And for myself, all that means is that I could just as easily be attracted to and fall in love with a man or a woman, because I don't see the outside. I like to see what's inside people, and people, you know, if they're good, then what's on the outside doesn't really matter, to me personally anyway. And I know that there has been some protests this week at Stormont, which is our political buildings. I'm not great at politics. Like, full disclosure, I used to think that Tony Blair was the captain of the England football team. Yeah, it's not great. But I do know that there were some protests at Stormont this week because a lot of people in the Northern Irish community want marriage equality. They want to be able to marry the person that they love, whatever the gender, whatever the sexuality, whatever, just that they love them and they want equal rights with that person. I 100% agree with that. I would like the same thing throughout this country. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that aren't going to agree with that opinion, and that's okay. You don't have to agree with everybody's opinion. Your opinion is perfectly valid, whatever way you feel, as long as what your opinion is and what you stand for doesn't negate other people's rights. Do you know what I mean? I myself grew up in a fairly religious family. I went to a Christian primary school. I was brought up within the community of thinking that these sorts of things are not okay, and that was hard for me because that was the way that I felt about things. I myself felt like that and was a part of that community without knowing that there was a community for that sort of thing back then. And I'm not going to get into the whole deep discussion about my past and, you know, my childhood and all the rest of it. That's not really what this video is about. But I've seen both sides of the argument, and if you're a religious person, or even if you're not a religious person and you just feel that these things are not okay with you, that's okay. They don't have to be okay with you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that people shouldn't have the rights that they're entitled to just because you don't agree with it. If you don't agree with gay marriage, don't marry somebody of the same sex as you. That's all that there is to it. But you shouldn't have the right to stop somebody else doing it if it's right for them, because it's not going to affect you in any way. It's none of your business, and it's not going to change the state of your affairs or the state of your life just because two men or two women have married each other. That's absolutely neither here nor there for you personally. You can still dislike it, whether it's being done or not. You don't have to agree with it, but that's fine. If two men or two women invite you to their wedding, don't go. I just don't see how it's valid to say that religious rights are being disrespected by allowing that to happen, because nobody's taking your religion away from you. Nobody is saying to you, you can't continue your religion or feel the way that you feel within the context of your religion just because gay marriage is now legal and equal and available. So that's my personal opinion. If you don't agree with it, this probably isn't the channel for you. Feel free to leave a comment. Absolutely, that's fine. If there, you know, if you have a comment, no nastiness if at all possible. Although I know this is the internet. I just don't see why your personal beliefs should stop other people from having their personal beliefs when what they do will not have any bearing on what you do with your life or how you live your life. So, Northern Ireland, let's get this show on the road and get equality for everybody in this country. So, yeah, anyway, that's my little piece for today. Did notice at the end of my last video, watching it back, that I did a little awkward thumbs up at the end, so awkward thumbs up. I hope you guys have a good weekend. I might post some more stuff over the weekend. I got some really fun stuff for myself this week, so I might do a little fun stuff haul just for my own amusement. I'm not going to go and throw away this popcorn and tear into some nice barbecue Doritos instead, because that was all wrong. Yeah, so anyway, have a good weekend, you guys. Bye. I tormented my best friend with the popcorn before I threw it away.
Do I have to put it in my mouth again?
Yeah, put a piece in your mouth. Put it in your mouth. Eat it.
I don't want to eat it.
Eat it.